So you're getting ready to film some real estate videos for your YouTube channel. You've got your setup, but you really don't want to sit down and press record. You don't know how to start the video, or what you want to say, or how you should act on camera. I have dealt with this for years, and in this video, I'm gonna walk you through how to get ready for your YouTube video, how to sit down and talk and actually be on camera so that you get more clients from your YouTube channel. So in order, what I'm gonna talk about in this video is number one, how to prepare for your video, then how to warm up for it, how to start the video with a hook, incorporating storytelling, and then how to do calls to action in a natural way. Now, at the end, I have a few things to share for teams and brokerages specifically. So if you're on a team, if you run a team, or if you're a solo agent, but you plan on starting a team at some point, I've got a few things to share at the end that are a little bit nuanced for real estate teams as opposed to solo agents. And hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jacob. On this channel, I talk about how to rank number one on YouTube and Google for your real estate business. So let's get down to it. First of all, preparing for your YouTube video. Now, what I talk about in this video is really for the talking head style video. So I'm assuming that for your video, you're sitting down kind of like this, having a conversation with the camera. This doesn't apply as much for more active style videos like a vlog or a house tour or something where you're out in the world doing something. So the preparation, knowing what to say, comes down to having either a script or an outline for your video. Now, I'm not gonna lie, for me, the biggest challenge is actually writing out what to say for a video. That is what I like least of all in the whole YouTube process, because once I've got a script down, I usually don't have a problem sitting in front of the camera and actually filming the video. It's just figuring out what to say, doing my research, and kind of organizing the script in a way that makes sense is the biggest thing I dread about YouTube videos. So should you create a full-on script or just run with bullet points as an outline? Very much a personal preference. What I like to do is I kind of have a mix between bullet points and a full script. So I kind of do partially scripted videos where I will usually script out exactly what I want to say in the beginning, because once I get going, I start to pick up momentum. But like sitting down for the first 30 seconds knowing what to say is where I'm kind of like, gosh, like what do I say here? And the reason I really need to have somewhat of a script is because I've found that when I just kind of sit down and wing it, I start to ramble and I get very repetitive and say the same things over and over again in different ways. And having a script kind of lets me say something, get that out of the way, move on, and then I'm done with that topic, so there's no more coming back to it. So preparing for your video, just have some kind of either Google Doc or a notepad where you have an idea of what you want to say. It can be 5 bullet points, or it can be 2 or 3 pages of written text. It's very much up to you. Try both and see what you like. Now, number 2 is actually warming up to be on video. If you are new to filming videos completely, or you're just not the most comfortable sitting in front of a camera and acting normal, then you might want to do something to warm up. So one thing I like to do a lot is sit down in front of the camera and press record and just spend 5 to 10 minutes talking about your day. Just like sit down in front of the camera. Hey, my name is Jacob. Today woke up around 8 a.m. Felt kind of tired, got out of bed, went to go make some coffee, had some breakfast. And then you know what? I wasn't really feeling the mood to get right into work. So kind of mulled around a little bit. I've been reading this new book that I've been liking. So spent like 30 minutes on the couch doing that. Then moved on to my computer, checked some emails, messed around a little bit with some YouTube videos and switching out some thumbnails I'm working on, then went to the gym, came back home, had some lunch, and now I'm filming this video right now. Whatever you want to say, just sit in front of the camera and just start talking about something. Very easy. Talk about yourself, talk about something you did this weekend, plans you have coming up. I just like to pick something that doesn't require a lot of thought to just ease myself into having a conversation by myself in front of the camera. Another thing you could try is if you don't really want to sit in front of the camera by yourself just yet, get your phone out and just record a video of yourself for someone else. Whether you send it to them or not, doesn't matter. Just pretend you're taking an Instagram video or a Snapchat video to one of your friends like, hey Joe, Jacob here, just sitting in front of a camera, sitting down to film some YouTube videos, and I'm just trying to hype myself up. So just wanted to check in with you, see what's up, how are you doing? Hope Stephanie and the kids are doing well. Just want to say hi, and maybe we could catch up this weekend, grab some drinks, grab a bite to eat, whatever you want. Just pick something that you can do on video that is not as stressful as talking to a camera for 20 minutes for a YouTube video. So either talk to yourself or talk to someone else, and just do that for 5 to 10 minutes. On camera, act a little bit more energetic than you normally would and speak a little bit slower. Now, one of the things that I really like about being on camera as an introvert is that I can kind of choose how people see me. So when I'm making a video like this, I try to act a little bit more enthusiastic, a little bit more outgoing, social, kind of, high energy than I am normally. Because first of all, it's easier for me to appear outgoing when I'm in a room by myself with a camera as opposed to actually out and about somewhere. Second of all, you can be way more energetic on video than in real life. And it's not going to come across as extreme to people watching because they're watching it on a screen. So it's kind of like the full personality doesn't come through all the way when you're watching someone on video, as opposed to if I were face to face with you in person and I had this level of energy. So that's kind of how to think about a warm up for your video if the idea of sitting down in front of the camera really just makes you cringe. Now, third thing, moving on to actually filming the video, you want to start with an introduction or a hook of some kind that is not, hey, my name is Jacob over here with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. I'm a top selling realtor in St. Louis. Let me tell you about me. No. You want to start your videos with something that either delivers value to someone based on what the video is about. You hook them with something that is either interesting, it gets them wondering, you ask a question that you want people to know the answer to, but you got to stick around for the video to get it. Something like that. So here are a few examples of what I do as a hook. Number one, say something extreme. For example, hey, today we're taking a look at the most affordable new build homes outside St. Louis, under $300,000. In this video, we are taking a look at the most expensive town in St. Louis and in the state of Missouri. The most expensive, the newest, the best, the worst. Any of those kind of extreme words to describe what you're saying to really hook people at the beginning of your video. Another thing you could do is hook for retention. So say something that references what you're going to talk about in the video in a way that makes someone want to stay around to the end. So for example, in this video, I'm going to share the 5 most important things you need to know before moving to Dallas. And make sure you stick around to the end because you're never going to guess what the last one is. So something like that where I'm alluding to what's in the video, but I'm really hyping it up so that someone has to stick around to the end to hear what it's about. Giving them a reason to watch the whole video by either explaining or referencing what you're going to talk about. Now, the next one is just to kind of give them sneak peeks. So if you're doing something, if you're showing something or explaining something, drop hints at the most important parts of the video or show the most important scenes of the video. So I like to do this a lot with more of those out and about type videos like listing tours, new construction tours, is to just kind of like rapid fire a few interesting moments at the beginning of the video so that people know what's to come in the rest of the video. And honestly, there's way more ways you can go about starting off your video. My point is just pick something that starts off your video in a way that grabs people and keeps them for the whole video. Now, the next thing I want to touch on is what to say in the rest of your video, and specifically with storytelling. Because here's the thing about actually building a relationship with someone on video. You don't just want to regurgitate the same basic information they could find by going to Google. Because you are a human being sitting in front of them, you have a personality, you have a life you live and a story to tell. And telling stories, or at least just talking about things in a very descriptive or emotional way, helps people to feel connected to you. So one way you can do this is to use your own experience in real estate. Right? Talk about clients you've worked with or just shocking stuff like, hey, you know what? We were on the market for 71 days. It was brutal. Then all of a sudden, my clients and I sat down. We decided to drop the price by $10,000. Had an open house that weekend. insanely packed. We got 40 people through that house, and then we got 12 offers. So here's how we filtered through them and decided on the best offer, which actually wasn't for the highest price, believe it or not. Tell a story about something related to the video you're talking about. Another thing you could do is to just really be descriptive and help your viewers imagine themselves in the story. So for example, let's say I'm making a video about Lake St. Louis and it's just a suburb guide video to help buyers in the area. I could say things like, hey, this is really the lifestyle people buy into when they buy in Lake St. Louis. You're going to be able to go play around and golf with your friends in the morning because the golf club's right down the street from you. You've got the clubhouse on the other side of the lake. That's going to be your hangout spot with friends or just grabbing a drink on the weekends or hanging out together after work. And then you got the lake right there. You're going to be able to go spend the weekends on the boat with the kids, bring the dog with you, have a few drinks out there while you're at it. And then come back at the end of the day and you've got your beautiful house with a pool. You can have a margarita out there, watch the sunset on the other side of the lake. And that's the kind of lifestyle you get with some of these waterfront homes that you'll find. Something like that where you are explaining an area or a concept to someone that lets them kind of insert themselves into the story. Another thing you can do is just tell people about your observations or things you've experienced. Some of the most asked questions you get, stuff that you've noticed between different clients or different parts of town, tips and tricks that you have, anything where you can just inject your own personal experience and kind of share that on video in a way that lets someone else kind of feel like they're there with you in a way. Like, make yourself relatable, make yourself human. Don't act like you're on a Hollywood TV commercial in your YouTube video. I mean, it could be anything from mistakes you've made, lessons you've learned, things that you think are cool or interesting about the area you're doing a video on, or the type of real estate you're talking about. There's endless ways you can go with this. So I'm just trying to give you a few examples to hopefully get some ideas running in your head about things you can say to tell a story about. Now, the next thing in your videos is going to be calls to action, because if you don't tell people to work with you or to reach out to you, you're not going to get leads from your YouTube videos. When I'm doing calls to action, I prefer to just kind of gradually lean into it. If you're making a video that's talking about questions or concerns that a seller client would have, something I might say would be talking about, it's a stressful process selling your house, getting ready to put it on the market. There's a lot of moving parts and it can be super overwhelming. I get it. I work with people going through this all day, every day. If you want some help with that process of getting your house ready, figuring out what fixes to make before you go on the market, get in touch with me. I am a practicing realtor here in town. Would love to talk to you about your specific situation and what we can do to get your house ready and help you sell for more. Or for example, if it's a new construction video, I might say something along the lines of, let's say we're talking about picking upgrades and finishes. It really depends on where you want to put your money in that new house. I mean, you could spend it on a bunch of cosmetic upgrades like the upgraded fixtures, cabinets, countertops, luxury flooring, or you could put it towards all these structural upgrades. Like maybe you want some taller ceilings, you want that third car garage, and you want the rough-ins in the lower level. Hey, I get it. You got a lot to pick from. If you want help walking through that process of new construction, deciding what to choose, what not to choose, send me an email or send me a text. My group and I are practicing realtors. We'd love to help you with that. New construction in St. Louis is our bread and butter. I mean, we work with these builders all the time. So if you'd like representation, that is what we're here for. Something like that where I'm using whatever the topic is that I'm talking about to naturally lead into saying, if you want help buying or selling, reach out. What I say is send us an email or send us a text, because that's how we prefer to get leads. Now, as much as I say that, we do still get random people who will call us, or they'll send a message on Facebook, or they'll go to our website. So keep in mind, give people options and ask them to reach out how you prefer them to reach out, whether it's email, phone, text. If you do have a website or a landing page you want them to go to, then say that. Try to make it easy for them to do whatever you're asking. So if you have a phone number or an email, put it on screen, put it in the description, put it multiple places so people can find it and copy and paste it. But just know, even when you're specific with how you want people to reach out, there's going to be a few people who don't always listen to that. And another thing is, don't be too salesy with it. That's just my personal preference. I try to make it about the buyer or the seller and make it seem like I understand their concerns or what they're worried about when they're trying to pick an agent. I don't make it about us saying, hey, we get 50 emails a week off our YouTube channel. We love hearing from you guys, and we close about $60 million a year worth of real estate from this YouTube channel. If you want help, get in touch with us. That's just personally not my style. I don't like making it braggy or about us and me and this is why I'm great, this is why you should work with us. I try to be much more laid back about it and just focus it around whoever the viewer is that I'm expecting, either buyer, seller, and what kind of situation they might be in. Now, everything I've covered so far applies whether you are a solo agent, team lead, or broker owner. However, if you are on a team, you run a team, or at some point you plan on being a team lead and using your YouTube channel for lead generation for other agents than just yourself, I have a few things you want to pay attention to. Now, the reason I say this is when I started my first real estate channel, it was just for myself. I was technically on a team. At the time, there were 2 other agents, and we had team procedures for listings and buyers, but we were all responsible for our own book of business. So for the first year and a half I was making videos, yes, I was on a team, but I was the only agent working those leads because I was like, hey, this is my YouTube channel. These are my leads. I'm not sharing them with anybody. And then what happened that I didn't expect to happen when I started YouTube videos is that I decided to get out of production. So about a year and a half in, I was still with a team and the team had grown. But the switch I made was I was still making the videos, but the leads coming in were now being distributed to other agents. And it worked. We got a lot of closings, but there were a few disconnects because I was who people saw on video and I didn't talk about the team. And there have been a good number of leads and clients that we lost because they saw Jacob on the YouTube videos. They wanted to work with Jacob. In the beginning, I set expectations by saying, I'm a realtor, call me, you're gonna work with me. I would love to help you with that process of buying and selling a house. And there was never any mention of the team and other agents because I didn't think there was gonna be a day when they were working the leads, not me. So if you are on a team or you plan on giving the leads you're generating to more people than just yourself, I think it's very important to set expectations by talking more about the team or about the other people who are going to be involved in the process. So don't just talk about yourself and your own experiences working with clients. Anytime you're telling stories, try to add references and mention your teammates, your business partner, however you want to say it. I usually talk about my business partner, Madison, who is the team lead who distributes YouTube leads to the agents. And then I will, whenever I can, talk about the other agents or tell a story about the agents in a video. I also bring them in the videos with me from time to time. So if you're on a team and you have other team members, if you can get them into the videos with you, that is really good. If you can't, they're not willing to, the timing doesn't work out, other things you can do is just mention them, reference them, tell stories, make sure that they are mentioned in the video so that people know there's more than just you. If you have thumbnails or channel art, include the team members in your branding on your YouTube channel so that it's not just your face people are seeing. If you mention them in a video, maybe include a quick clip of their headshot so people can at least put a face to the names you're saying. What I'm getting at is try to make the other agents somehow a part of the YouTube channel, especially if the clients who reach out from your YouTube videos are going to be working with these people to some extent. Because what we've learned is that when there are other agents who are not involved in YouTube videos, but they're involved in the client process, you put yourself more at risk of losing some clients because they feel like they're being handed off to someone they don't know, they didn't know about from the videos, and someone who was never mentioned on the YouTube channel. It's kind of like if you're the one making the videos and clients know you because they've seen you on the channel, they know you, they know who you are, they feel connected to you. But it's kind of like your buyer's agent or your seller's agent who actually works with them is kind of a stranger. If they don't know them, they've never seen them in the videos, they don't know who this person is. Sometimes people have no problem being handed off whatsoever. If I'm putting them in touch with Madison, Madison's buyer's agent, they're like, great, Madison, we're happy to work with you. Other times we had people who were more, defensive, like, oh, Madison, who's this? Where's Jacob? Jacob's the one in the videos. Jacob's the one we reached out to. Jacob's who we want to work with. That happens. Not a lot, but it happened with enough consistency that we decided to make some changes and have the other agents in the videos with me. If there was ever any kind of pushback or hesitation about working with an agent who wasn't me, we try to handle that on the first phone call. So basically, any text and email correspondence leading up to the first phone call, I usually am not involved with, but sometimes we will sign off the texts and the emails as coming from Jacob, because Jacob's likely the one that people saw on the YouTube videos. So that way they think they're talking to me until they get on a phone call and we let them know someone else is going to be on the phone call. And that's kind of when we do the handoff. And if anyone has a problem with that, they usually say it on the first phone call, and that's where you have to handle those objections. If you get past that, it's usually smooth sailing from there. But if there's going to be any bumps in the road, those problems usually come up on the first phone call or Zoom call where you're speaking to someone. Just something to pay attention for and anticipate. Like I said, if you run a team or you plan on expanding your channel in the future to include more agents than just yourself. I use the royal we all the time. Unless I'm telling a story about myself specifically, I usually say we. Reach out to us. We would love to help. My team and I are practicing realtors. I no longer say, reach out to me. I'd love to help you. I am a real estate agent. Everything's we and everything's the team instead of me. It's a subtle detail, but it is something that we have worked on improving because it has improved our conversion rates with YouTube leads. So I know this was a longer video. Thanks for bearing with me if you made it all the way through. Any questions or feedback you have for me, just let me know down below in the comment section. And aside from that, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.